Palmi Saha continues to be with us, explaining us that message. And if at all, Palmi, I was asking you if you picked up anything from the government on what really has happened there.
Well, at the moment, of course, we've reached out to the government for their response to these allegations that have been levelled by these members of parliament from, of course, the opposition. We're waiting for that word from them. But this is the alert, which screenshots of which, in fact, these members of parliament, specifically Priyanka Chaturvedi and Mahua Moitra, have tweeted out, which reads, as I said, state-sponsored attackers may be targeting your iPhone. Apple believes you're being targeted by state-sponsored attackers who are trying to possibly compromise your iPhone. This is what Priyanka Chaturvedi has tweeted out. This is the SMS message, what Mahua Moitra, in fact, has tweeted out, the iMessage, and then, of course, the email notification as well, that your phone could be remotely compromised, the phone that is associated with your Apple ID. Now, we've gone into the Apple website in order to see whether these sort of threat notifications are indeed sent out by Apple, which specifies what sort of attack this is. State-sponsored attackers. It doesn't simply say hackers or there are, those malicious entities out there that are trying to compromise your iPhone. It specifically says state-sponsored attackers. And yes, there is a document which tells you about these threat notifications that Apple does send out to protect you against what it says are state-sponsored attacks. It says Apple threat notifications are designed to inform and assist viewers who may have been targeted by state-sponsored attackers. These users are usually individually targeted because of who they are or what they do. Unlike traditional cyber criminals, state-sponsored attackers apply exceptional resources to target a very small number of specific individuals and their devices, which makes these attacks much harder to detect and prevent. State-sponsored attacks are highly complex, cost millions of dollars to develop, and often have a short shelf life. The vast majority of users will never be targeted by such attacks. Now, that's a very telling comment which has been made by Apple on its website, which basically says these are very specific individuals. They could be a small number who could be specifically targeted for a very specific purpose. These are cyber criminals who are highly sophisticated, who possibly have a lot of resources in terms of millions of dollars, and they could be, in fact, targeting their phones. And this attack, this hacking attempt could have a short shelf life. Apple does confirm it sends out an email and an iMessage notification to the email addresses and phone numbers that are associated with the user's Apple ID, and that threat message is displayed at the top of the page after the user signs in to their Apple ID. Again, it says state-sponsored attackers are very well funded and sophisticated, and their attacks evolve over time. Detecting such attacks relies on their threat intelligence signals that are often imperfect and incomplete. It's possible that some Apple threat notifications may be false alarms, or that some attacks are not detected. We are unable to provide information about what causes us to issue the threat notifications, as that may help state-sponsored attackers adapt their behavior to evade detection in the future. So that's a very telling document that I have read out from only snippets in terms of these threat notifications that Apple says that you could be receiving after there is an attempt made by state-sponsored attackers to compromise your iPhone, which Mahua Moitra claims she's received. In terms of a threat notification, Priyanka Chaturvedi has also gone on record to claim that she's received as well, and there could well be other MPs, because Mahua Moitra claims that she knows at least 3 other India Alliance members who have received this. We have a few names, but we're trying to, of course, confirm from them whether indeed they've received this notification, and if at all they've raised it with the government in terms of writing to the government. Priyanka Chaturvedi, of course, has confirmed to us she'll be writing to the Home Minister and to the IT Minister, Ashwini Vaishnav.
The government has some serious answering to do, given the way you've explained this, how this is state-sponsored, essentially. This is not just any other hacker, and I think that's the information we need to importantly put out for our viewers, that this is not just any other hacker. Apple has explained very clearly